Hey everybody, welcome to Cards and Sharps. How y'all doing? Good, glad to hear it. Well, looky here. This one's so pretty, I thought it needed to be displayed on a little stand. How about that? Alright, what we have here is the CRKT CEO. Ooh. So I guess this is, by name, something you would expect to see as a gentleman's carry, and it is a pretty pretty slick looking knife. And actually, just looking at it here, with the blade completely hidden inside the frame there, you got a knife that if you left it laying on the desk just like that or something like that, most people are not even going to recognize it as a knife. It's pretty slick looking. You can see it's got a kind of a carbon fiber look, but that is actually like GFN material. So, and they just did it in a pattern that gives it that carbon fibery kind of appearance, which, as we all know, carbon fiber is the sign of elegance or whatever. Then you pop out a fairly blade, a blade that does not really have as much of a innocent look as the rest of as the knife does closed. That's a pretty good amount of blade there. Very slicey, dicey, stabby looking. It's a little bit of a kind of, with the size, kind of makes you think of letter opener, which it would be good for that. You see Mr. Executive sitting at his desk, popping it open and opening his Daily Mail, or at the opera cleaning his fingernails or whatever. I don't know. It might look a little threatening once you deploy the knife. It does look like this CEO would be ready to take on Mr. Bad Guy. We'll talk about some of the features here in a minute once we get through the specs. But it's pretty innocent looking until you deploy it. So let's take a look at the specs, and then we'll go a little more in depth on what we think of it here. Overall, you're looking at about 7.5 inches at 7.54, and that blade is 3.10. So it's a little over 3 inches. So you folks that are in a place where you have a limit, you're going to be in trouble with that. The width is just a 1/2 inch this way, and the thickness is 0.08. So it's a fairly thin blade, but being it's not that wide, that thickness works out to where it's not overly thin for the width there. The blade material is going to be your pretty typical for CRKT, 8CR, 13 MOV. It's got a flat grind, satin finish, and the handle length is going to be 4.44, which is a good length for, I'd say, I got medium hands. It would easily feel comfortable, I think, in larger hands as well. Thickness is 0.42 or 0.42, and then 1/2 inch this way, same as the blade. And as we said, the handle material is GRN, done in a grind to give it some texturing, and also to look like carbon fiber. It's got stainless steel liners and frame in there, and they are drilled out on this side over here to relieve it of weight a little bit. And this is a Richard Rogers design. I have not handled or dealt with any Richard Rogers design knives, and I'm not, to be honest, I'm not real familiar with any of his other designs. He's a custom maker, and this is, I believe, based off of one of his custom items. And let's get into looking at what we think of this knife. When I first unboxed this, my first thought was, it looks pretty slick, but not something I would really like for myself. And then I handled it a little more, and decided to carry this one. So I have carried this one a little bit to see how I like it. As you know, if you've watched very many of my videos, you will know that I am rather fond of thinner knives for everyday carry, being that I do work in an office environment. So when on a daily basis, when I'm not encountering, or expecting to encounter a lot of heavy duty use, I do like a thinner knife that I'm going to have in my pocket all day long. I do like deep carry. So I thought, well, I'll give this a try. Now, right off the bat, one thing that is a turn off to me was the tip down only orientation of your pocket clip. It's not changeable. That's it. That's where it goes. And it's a nice deep carry clip, and it disappears in the pocket. But I am not a tip down guy. I prefer tip up, and so that was really a drawback to me. But as I handled this knife and got used to this, the flipper, because it does have ball bearing in the system, IKBS system they call it. It flips open real easy. Now that's once you understand the angle of attack. You first go to start trying to flip it, and you're like, man, I ain't gonna get this thing open. But if you kind of push it at an angle that way, it just pops right open and has a really good action. And once you sit around and do that a few times and you get where you're good at it, it just, it's a real easy deploy and jumps out there, really good action. Now the only thing is, if you have this in your pocket and you encounter somebody and you feel like you need to deploy your knife quickly, and you're a little bit in a stressful situation, are you going to be fumbling with it trying to get it to flip open in those situations? I would say if you carry this every day, you'd want to just develop a lot of muscle memory and finger memory on deployment, so that in a situation where you had to, you could deploy it quickly without fumbling around. Just the fit and finish is really nice on this knife. Everything just fits real nice. It's got this heel on here that just kind of a plate that gives it a nice, elegant look. It's sort of polished. The blade is totally hidden, so it gives it a very sleek look. Now, in my comments about the clip, what I have come to understand about this knife is it is designed as a knife that could be carried in a shirt pocket, or if you wear a suit, it could go inside the breast pocket of your suit, or even if you just wearing a leather jacket or something like that, and you're out on the town, and you don't want to have a clip showing from your pants pocket or anything like that when you're trying to dress to impress, and you don't want people thinking, well, there's a redneck with his knife with his pocket clip. So this could easily be put into a jacket pocket on the inside pocket, and like you would a pen. The weight, it's just over 2 ounces, so the weight is very light. Maybe not as light as it looks like it would be, but that's because it does have a full stainless steel frame and everything. But I can see now with the pocket, shirt pocket or jacket pocket, inside pocket carry, the clip really doesn't make a difference, and you pull it out and you're easily to get it into deployed orientation. So I guess that works for that, if that is how you would carry a knife. So after carrying this one, how does it compare to some of the other knives I carry? And as you know, first we'll look at it just compared to some general knives that I do carry often. And we got the bug out, we got the Delica, and then we got the CEO here. As you can see, it's a lot thinner. It's actually maybe a tad longer than both of them, and when you go out from the hill to the tip of the blade. These feel like they're going to be more durable for heavier duty type activities, but for your daily knife needs in an office situation, I would say this will open boxes, open letters, it'll cut tape, and you can even slice some paper if you wanted to. And there you got a nice little usable knife. And in a self-defense situation, I mean, that's enough blade. You can use it. You can slice, and you can stab with that, and that is going to looks pretty stabby in the design anyway. Alright, so let's compare it to the thinner knives I do like to carry, and one of them is a CRKT, and this is the Ruger LCK. This is a thinner knife, deep pocket clip, and so I'm going to compare it more to it. It is, after all, same company, same kind of a thin carry kind of knife. And after carrying this one a few days, we'll see if it would supplant this one as a carry knife I carry often. First off, I'm not going to carry it in my shirt pocket, and probably not going to carry in a jacket pocket. I might, like if I'm wearing a jacket with an inside pocket, I would carry that in there if I'm wanting to be somewhat inconspicuous with carrying a knife, which I usually don't worry about. So, so that makes it a drawback to me being tip down only, where this one is tip up. Another thing is the liner on this one is easier access with your thumb for easy one-handed opening. This one, if you want to, it's hard to get in there with your thumb. You can, but you got to really dig in it, and it's not real comfortable. So the probably most way is to get in there with your finger and do it like that. not as convenient for one-handed use. The thickness, it's a little thinner than the LCK, but when you get this view, they're very I'm without getting the tape on it, I'm going to say they're about the same thickness, so that's not a deciding factor on either one there. I do like the flipper for quick deployment. If I was going down a hall or across the parking lot and somebody's wanting to accost me, I feel like in a stress situation, the flipper is going to be a more reliable deployment measure for the knife. And also, this one's got the finger choil here forward for getting into a little detailed work. It's got a thin enough blade that it's not overly aggressive looking, and it will do pretty much all your cutting needs that you would get with this one. And just overall just feels better in my hand. This one, and one reason I don't like tip down clips is because it's right in there where I like to get a hold of the knife, and you do have a hot spot here where that clip curls up, and a little bit of one right here where that relief, so that for the thumb stud, which that is there because that allows the knife to be, the blade to be hidden, so that's not really that big of a deal. Mainly it's the clip, the hot point, and just the feel of that clip, that thickness right there is what more I feel in my hand. So if he's going to, if this is a knife he's going to be using to cut something or do some work with that he's going to have in your hand for a while, that could get a little annoying. Definitely this one is easier one-handed use. Now, as far as appearance, fit and finish and all that, this one, as you can see, has a nice fit finish. Even though the scales are essentially the same material, this LCK does have a cheaper, more plasticky look to it. They did do a really good job on this, making that look like carbon fiber, and even the feel is not too dissimilar from carbon fiber. Where carbon fiber will have that look, you don't really feel it. It's smoother, but you can actually feel the texture. And on this one, actually, which gives you some grippiness. But it has a real nice feel, and does look not as cheaply plasticky as the LCK. But daily carry, I really don't care about that part. I'm looking for something that works and will do the job. They're both the same blade still, the CRKT MOV, so neither one has an advantage there. So when it comes down to it, I'm probably 99% sure I'm going to stick with the LCK as my choice for daily carry when I'm wanting a thin knife in my pocket. But I think as far as looking more expensive or classier than their price points, the CEO is going to win that one. The CEO will run you around $35 to $39 depending on where you find it. I believe most places it's going for about $39 or so. So you get a knife for under $40. It looks like it could easily be a closer to $100 knife. You know, it's kind of reminiscent of the Quaking a little bit, and some of those knives in that range. Where this one will run you 32 to 35. So they're real close in price range, and the CEO definitely looks like a more expensive knife. What else? And let's see here. Just as I was talking about fit and finish, just a little QC check. There is no play whatsoever in the blade. And as you can see here, it is dead on centered in there. So I'm very impressed with the fit and finish. I mean, they did a good job of making this appear to be a lot more expensive knife than it is. Not that you don't expect something pretty good for 40 bucks, but I think it delivers on value there. It just comes down to preference. So what do you guys think? Is this something that would fit your needs? Or you need something a little more robust? But I'd like to hear from you and what you guys think. All in all, I'm going to call it a good value. Just after carrying it a few days, I'm going to say it's not one that when I get dressed in the morning, that when I go to my knife drawer, is this going to be the one I'm going to grab most often? Probably not. Though, maybe if I feel like I'm wanting to impress and look like I got something a little more pricier than it is, then I might grab that. But I'm going to say on most days I'm going to grab this one when I'm needing that thinner knife in my pocket. Alright, that is it for the CRKT CEO. So, okay, if you guys got any comments or anything, I'd love to hear it. If you got any experience with this knife, if you've carried it for a while, I'd like to hear what you think about long term, how it carries. And if you like this video, give me a like and subscribe, and we've got more sharp objects coming your way soon. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.